Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bourbon Bar. I'm Holden. Lauren's not here yet. She's almost here, though. I do believe. Let's see where she is. How far could she be? Okay, she's right at the bend. So she's probably about 10 minutes away, which means that I'll be starting off with a little bit of my Irish Red Ale that I have on tap here at Chateau Bow Wow. Because Lauren's going to pour me a blind of the other ones because I want to do them blind. I want a really honest comparison between what I've made and what professionals make. So I'm going to have her do that out there. In the meantime, I have this dry Irish Red Ale that I brewed for St. Patrick's Day. Not very dry because I didn't quite mash at the correct temperature, but it is what it is. Let's say hi to all the people, though. OG Brit 420 says homebrew for the win. Hey, man, what's going on? Welcome to it. Yeah, homebrew for the win. I mean, I love it. So I actually just brewed this weekend with my father, our Father, who art in heaven. Suppose I should make sure my audio is working correctly. Yep. All right. So yeah, it is like stupidly hot in this house. I think it's time that we turn on the AC because your boy's boiling real good. But I digress. Welcome to it, man. Bourbon Neophyte Anthony's in the house says Miller High Life is the champagne of beers. Cheers. That is true. It is the champagne of beers, and honestly, it never used to be one of my favorites because I actually prefer my beer a little less carbonated, and Miller High Life is so bubbly that I always wasn't really as much of a fan of it. But I haven't had it in a long time, so yeah, we'll be in the lineup today. I think if you guys look at the thumbnail, the lineup that we have today is Miller High Life, PBR, as in Pabst Blue Ribbon, and Budweiser, and then my American Lager. So these are all full strength. They're not American Light Lagers because I did not make an American Light Lager. I made an American Lager, so it's about 5% alcohol. So it's going to be a lot closer to these other beers. So Peter White is in the house, says cheers. Oh, Peter. Welcome, Peter. Welcome to it, my guy, my favorite Canadian. Wait, how many Canadians do I know? I mean, to be fair, Shoresy's a pretty cool Canadian, but I don't know him personally. But no, Peter, welcome to it. Sugar Kitty is also here, says meow. Sugar Kitty, cheers to you, good sir. Nice to know we're aiming high, he says. Assuming he means with the beer. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I know that they're not the best beers in the world, but basically I plan on doing this with every beer that I brew. I plan on getting some really heavy hitters in that style and comparing it to my beers. I'll probably, for the Irish Red, I'll probably have you guys recommend some, but I was thinking like Smithwick's and mine and maybe like a Sam Adams, like an Irish Red. I don't know. I don't really know all that many beers, like commercially. But yeah, I plan on doing that with everything. So I brewed a hazy IPA with my dad this weekend. I actually just got off the phone with him like half an hour ago because we got to do some dry hops additions to the fermentation. But not quite there yet. So tomorrow, the first batch of dry hops will probably be going in. And then in another 3 or 4 days, maybe around Friday or Saturday, a second batch of dry hops will be going in. So first time brewing a hazy IPA, but that's a fun one. I was really excited to do that one. And I was doing it with my dad. But we're going to see how that turns out because I've never brewed a hazy IPA before. Yeah. Derek Whiting is in the chat, says cheers, everyone. Speaking of dads, Pause. All right. We good. I forgot I put Lauren's... Actually, hold on. I just got to strain Lauren's noodles Unless she can get mad at me. So, slight pause, 2 seconds here. Okay, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. No worries. I heard like a crash or like a bang. And although it wasn't the stove that made the noise, it did remind me that I had something on the stove. So it actually helps. But yeah, so I'm actually going to be brewing beer with Mr. Derek Whiting as well. And the beer he chose is a orange wheat beer, or orange, sorry, not wheat beer. Well, technically, orange Hefeweizen. So I believe that's a German wheat beer, and with orange rind, kind of like a spin-off of like a Blue Moon. So I'm excited to see how that turns out, and I'm not quite sure how we're gonna go about that, adding the orange rind yet, or orange peel, I should say. But I'm excited because I'm sure that one's gonna be really, really good, especially with summer coming up. It's gonna be dank. Mr. Dan Bino is here. Says, "Cheers, Bino in the house." Bino, welcome to it, man. Yeah. How you doing on this fine evening? Cheers, Bino in the house. Oh, Bino is in the house. Yeah. Wait, is that the one I just read? Yes, it is. All right. Gosh, I'm a little dyslexic today, to be honest. I really am. Take Bino before, and there be no gas. That is actually facts. Homebrew looking good. Thanks, Bino. What? Okay. Step 1 of TGIT, full lineup of bourbon bar, my bourbon journey, and 21090 on tonight. Enjoy. Holy crap, Olas. The TGIT crew is bumping tonight, but I'm glad to see that the other guys are going to be back on tonight. Lauren just got home, so the beer drinking will commence real quick, but once I catch up on these last few comments, I'm going to tell you guys how my Irish Red Ale turned out. PBR, I love me a PBR. I might be my favorite one in the lineup besides my own, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Because it really isn't as the most popular beer in the style, but I also kind of chose based on what I like, and I really like PBR for like that style of beer. Like, if someone has a case of Miller High Life PBR, what?
The noodles flew across the counter.
Why are you flinging noodles across the counter? I just strained them, so all I got to do is add the cheese and whatnot.
Yeah, and then you put the kitchen scissors on top of the hot stove?
No, the other side is hot. The kitchen scissors are on the cold side of the stove. So if you moved them onto the hot side, I recommend moving them again. Anyway, it would be interesting to know the effects of a mistake like that. Doesn't always have to be bad. Might not just not be the same style. Exactly, and that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I watch a lot of people who do home brewing stuff, and there's the guys who are really like particular with things, and then there's people like Clawhammer Brewing Company, and they do videos, and they're so fun to watch because they really just like fly by the seat of their pants, don't really give a shit, and they make a whole bunch of mistakes, and it always turns out with good beer. It may not be exactly what you're trying to do, but like if you were brewing for consistency batch after batch, I understand where screw-ups can be a big thing, but for a home brewer who's just brewing like one batch, he probably won't brew another batch of that style for a year at least. Odds are you're not really going to care if it's slightly different than you expected. Oh, this Irish Red Ale is like chef's kiss. Not quite as good as my Oktoberfest, though. I still think that's my favorite beer that I brewed, and that was the second one I brewed, but this one is really good, and it's crushable. I mean, you can crush a lot of that. It would be interesting to know the effect. Oh, yeah, I read that already. PBR is the origination of bitter beer face. PBR is bitter? I wouldn't have guessed. Would you believe the Jeopardy category had multiple whiskey questions, including the Daily Double? My Daily Double consists of 2 fingers from the bottom of the glass. Smithwick's is pronounced without the W or H. Smithwick's. Are you fucking with me or are you serious? Smittix. Smittix. Interesting. Peter White says, I do like a hazy IPA on a hot day, so tropical. Yeah, see, I'm not a huge IPA guy, but if there's one IPA I do like, it's a hazy IPA because it really dials down on the bitter and ups the tropical, and so that's really cool with me. And that's what we aimed for. I think our IBUs on it was only 25, which actually I think the guideline is minimum is 30, so actually slightly under the guideline, I think. I can't remember off the top of my head, but if it's bitter, if it's like hop creep or any kind of hop burn, then that's just a mistake, but it really shouldn't be, so I'm excited to try it. Welcome to Chateau Bow Wow, hashtag doggy problems, right? Hazy IPA is great sitting in the backyard. That is true. Radler, German wheat beer with fruit flavoring. I am serious. That's how the Irish say it. All right, Smittix. Smittix is how it's called in Ireland. But anyway, so we have the Irish red ale here. As you can see, I am not dead. Just kidding. As you can see, it's still a little hazy. I mean, it is an ale, so we're not really looking for clarity. Why are you my baby? Anyway, sorry, the clarity thing got me there. But the nose of this is super just like malty and slightly nutty and caramely. Just really light and easy. A lot of caramel actually. And then it's got this nice like biscuity flavor notes, biscuity malt and caramel. And it's just like not too thick, but not too thin. It's got a slight dryness to it. So I was somewhat there. I just wasn't as dry as like you typically would get. But yeah, I feel like maybe like a slightly walnutty, caramely, biscuity note in here. Which is very nice, very good, sir. I can hear Lauren stirring up the noodles. That is what good pussy sounds like. Anyway, hey, are you gonna pour my beers for me?
Oh, was I supposed to?
Yeah, when you get a
I
chance.
said that because I've just been sitting here stirring it so it doesn't burn. You could have easily stirred mac and cheese for 2 seconds.
I know, but I didn't even pull the noodles off the stove until like 2 minutes after I started live streaming, and I almost forgot about it. So I didn't want to be cooking noodles while these people are waiting for me to sit here and drink beer. Yeah, that's fine. There's no rush. All you need to do, there's 4 glasses on the table. Run downstairs and pour one of them from the far left tap. It doesn't need to be completely full. And then there's the 3 cans in the fridge in the bottom shelf. And then if you could write it down, I have a notebook in here.
Wait, what do you mean? Why? What?
What?
I don't understand why I'm putting it.
Come in here and I'll tell you so I don't have to shout in front of the people. Because you guys have sensitive ears. I'm sorry if you had to hear that.
What did you do?
Huh? I'm just kidding. I was just joking around because I was trying to shout to you. Okay. I'm comparing my
There's
beer.
garbage on the floor. You can't even pick up your wrapper.
Martha, can you move? What even is it? Oh, it's from the candies.
Look at guys. I'm a master chef.
You just said you're meth.
I said I'm a master chef. Just 'cause
And
you have too
technically,
much wax in
I
it.
made that. All
You
she did
made
was
noodles.
add. All you made was cheese.
I made cheese
And you
and,
didn't even make
milk
the
and
cheese.
butter.
You cut cheese and slipped it in a bowl. And those are protein noodles. Ow, high protein noodles for
What the fuck
the
do you want me to do?
protein girly. Okay. I'm doing a blind of my homebrew versus the domestics.
Mhm.
So I have 4 beer glasses on the table. So you need to run downstairs and fill one up on the kitchen table.
Mhm.
And run downstairs, fill one up with the one on the far left. That's the American lager.
Mhm.
And then you don't need to fill it up all the way, just maybe like halfway, 3/4. Just enough so I can get a nice blind tasting. And then you can bring it up here, write down which mug you put it in, and then there's 3 domestics, PBR, Miller High Life, and whatever.
So I have to pick from the left tap handle because it's the one you're comparing things to.
Yes. So just go pour one from the left tap handle, and then pour the other 3 in the other cups. Here. You gotta write it down. Just write based on like the cup. The Hooters cup and the Trellis, I think, cup, and you'll see them. I have a couple cups. We got a bunch of, actually, 3 of them. 3 of the cups are from our vacation to Minneapolis, so that's cool. A little Velveeta mac and cheese in the morning. I'm just kidding. It's not morning. My beer is empty. So, you know what I'm really excited for? Tomorrow, I have a little care package coming in by the name of Ardbeg Smokerverse. So that'll be here tomorrow. Someone's supposed to be here to sign for it. It's supposed to come between 1:30 and 5:30. Odds are I'm not going to be here, which means I'm probably going to have to go to the UPS store and pick it up in person. But that's all right, because I'm really excited to try it. I'm beyond excited because I do like my Ardbegs. Like this Ardbeg. Ardbeg choreography. Would it be naughty of me to get a little sniff?
You're the one that's afraid?
Yeah, bottom shelf on the left. Oh. Something about Ardbeg smells so good. I'm such an Ardbeg slut. Can't take me anywhere, I swear. I mean, I have 8 scotches and 4 of them are Ardbeg. Just kidding, I have like 10 scotch now. Yeah, 5 of them will be Ardbeg tomorrow when I get the other one. Anyway, let's see what the people have to say. The ESB at Manskirt we have is something like that, but different malts for a different color and amped up hops. For in ESB, it's low ABV, so sweeter to be more balanced. ESB. English session bitter. English Sazer strong bitter. No. Something bitter session. Is it a session beer? I'm confused. You're gonna have to remind me what ESB stands for. So mac and cheese. Yeah, it's mac and cheese. High protein mac and cheese. Miller, PBR, and Bud. Yeah. What size cup is the Hooters? Triple D. It's like a pint glass, I guess, maybe. We had to get it because when we went to Hooters, it's like hell yeah, they have Hooters cups, so gotta get one. Oh, I could have came out and helped you bring them in here, but.
Oh, I'm being a very good husband.
Oh, I'm a bad husband now. What? How do you? I was gonna let you sit them down.
There you go. The Hooters waitress has retired. Oh, fuckers.
All right. Hey, what Hooters waitress retired? Oh. Oh yeah, that's not Trellis. That's Alt Brew. All right. So apart from like the frosting of the mugs, I really cannot tell which of these is like color-wise. These are all right on. I don't know. I feel like I should zoom out a smidge. That's the wrong way. There. Yeah. So as you can see, I am not dead. Every time I say that, as you guys can see.
No, please.
These bad Larrys are all quite the same color. Can't even really tell. It seems like the alt beer one is retaining the most head. And it definitely looks like it. No. Yeah, it definitely looks like it has the most bubbles. So either she poured that one last, or that's probably the Miller High Life, if I was guessing. But we're gonna try to be as unbiased as we can. By the way, look at the Hooters cup. America, fuck yeah.
This is so yummy.
Wings and beer joint. Then this is our glass that we got
Did we
from
talk about
Leinenkugel's.
how good Hooters was yet?
Yeah, we did. So this is what we got from Leinenkugel's. Can you cover your face for a sec? It's got little puppies on it and like dog bones that I don't know if you can see because of the light, but it's a really cool like summery mug. And this one is the one from Wild Mind. So a nice stein from them. Okay, I think we're just gonna work our way right to left, then back left to right. Let's start with the Wild Mind mug. We'll call it glass A. Okay, right away. That one is definitely more bitter. And light bodied. It's got like very sweet, very corn-esque notes in it. It definitely, I would definitely guess this is one of the domestics. I'm starting to wonder if I'm going to be able to really pick out my beer really easily based on the amount of flavor, because these are mass produced to be easy drinkers. But mine was meant to be an easy drinker too. So it's got a decent amount of carbonation as well. It is very refreshing. There's bitterness in there, but it doesn't. I don't know. It's very thin-bodied beer as well, so it's not very chewy or like intricate, if that makes sense.
Is that a good thing for a light beer?
Yes and no. I personally just like a little bit more to my beers, but actually, yeah, a lot of people actually do prefer if they're drinking a lighter beer like this to have a little bit of a thinner body, which is why people kind of play with the water salts sometimes. It's really a different body, but yeah, I don't know. Dustin Bocek is here. Says, hello all. Dustin, welcome to it, man. How you doing on this fine evening watching us drink some beer? Sure, he says that may screw up your senses. A lot of things screw up my senses. Extra special bitter. Yeah, I knew that. Ugh. I've watched videos on how to brew extra special bitters before. Drinking High Life. Hey, me too in one of these. If I was going to guess, the one with the most looking carbonation and the longest lasting head, I would guess would be Miller High Life. But full disclosure, guys, I almost never drink domestic beer. In fact, I almost never drink anything other than craft beer because Wisconsin has so many great craft breweries, and honestly, everywhere in the world seems to have a lot of great craft breweries.
Except for Ohio.
Except for Ohio.
Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, Joe Dickinson. It's Dickens. No, seriously, like, I don't always find a point in drinking the domestics when you have really great craft breweries, but I digress. I can sign for it if I'm off tomorrow, but no promises. The bottom isn't cracked open. Oh, yeah. Well, if you wanna come over and sign for it, you're more than welcome. I should have just sent it to your house if I knew you were gonna be off. But with the beer stream, I'm going to pour a Franziskaner Weiss beer. It's actually summer today. It feels like summer. I mean, it's 80. Oh, by the way, I want to turn on the AC.
It's gonna be like 60 degrees next week.
Oh, but it's so hot in here. I mean, it's muggy.
It's just because it's gonna rain.
But it was like 82 and raining today, but like the rain didn't cool it down at all. It was like 82 and hot as balls. So yeah, it's summery, but also very warm out. Yeah, wow. Sweet and corn for me would be Coors. I think of those three macros are rice adjuncts. Well, I know Bud is a rice adjunct. Is Miller rice or is it corn? You know what? I think you may be right. Miller might be rice.
I think so.
What is PBR? Is that rice too? I knew Coors would be corn. I think I used corn in mine. But that's not mine. But then again, I don't really know what I'm looking for, to be honest. I say corn, but then I'm probably going to taste mine and be like, oh no, that's corn and this is rice. But Chris Jenkins says, cheers. Chris, man, welcome to the stream. How you doing on this fine Tuesday evening? How's the weather wherever you are? Where are you? Where are you from, Mr. Chris? Wait. Chris Jenkins. Have you been here before? I feel like I definitely know Chris Jenkins. But where is he from? Phrasing. Wisconsin is great for beer. Yeah, I agree. Wisconsin has awesome beers. 82, but dry as can be. Must be nice. had to turn off the AC when I'm in the basement. Blast freezer. Oh, our basement feels fantastic. And actually, I did some research on finishing the basement today, and within the next month or so, we should have walls up and getting the electrical done. So we'll be moving very
Still having
fast.
school?
Huh?
Even with you still having school this month?
The walls up is going to be like a 2-hour project.
Oh, really? That's it?
Well, all the 2x4s will be cut to the same size, and both your dad and my dad have a chop saw now, so we can just borrow that from whoever we need to borrow it from, and then just and then just nail it together and erect.
Yeah, just like that.
Erect. See what I did there? Okay. Glass 2, otherwise known as glass B, otherwise known as the Leinenkugel's glass. Okay, now this smells like it's got a little bit more to it. A little bit more character, a little bit more hop influence. Not that it's hoppy by any means, but just like, I feel like there's a underlying hoppiness, and I definitely feel like this one might be mine. I mean, there does seem to be a really sweetness to the nose. And it is very, like, compared to glass A, very thick and very flavorful. Very full-bodied. Yeah. I like that one. That one, I mean, it's sweeter than glass A, which, again, might be the corn, if that is mine. Although glass A tastes pretty nice right now. Ooh, this is hard. The hardest part is being unbiased, hence doing them blind, but like...
That one's a funny color.
This one?
These ones look all exactly
Well, this one is...
Looks like green compared to the other ones.
Maybe. Over here, when it's sitting over here, it does, but I don't know. That was... I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to see that.
You're disgusting.
Or am I? That would be what they call a Barney eruption. Chris is everywhere. Maybe it's just the other streams. Storms rolling through Milwaukee. Yeah, they came through up here.
Did they? It didn't rain by me.
It was downpouring when I was at the gym. So like 3 o'clock-ish. It was really coming down.
I just need my plants to get watered. It keeps saying it's going to rain and then it doesn't hit us. My plants are dying, but I don't want to overwater them.
This is definitely got the same stuff in it that this one does. So rice probably. Lighter bodied, lighter everything. Slight fruitiness, very light fruitiness. Ah. I like this one. This one actually has like a lot of fruitiness to the mouth feel. Also, the mouth feels very soft, like, and pillowy and like fluffy, and just like kind of like thicker and it's just nice. I like that. I don't like lager like beers. Yeah, I could crush a can of that on a Friday night. It makes me scared because, like, I don't know which one of these are which, and I'm not worried about where I place my own, and I'm actually more concerned about how I'm comparing the other three to each other. Like, I've never done a blind with domestic beers before. I mean, who really has done a blind with domestic beers? You kind of say one's your favorite, but that's based on how you grew up, your bias, what your dad drank, what your friends drank, what you just ended up drinking when you were passed out in the ditch in high school. Like, you know?
It's quite the process.
Yeah. All right. The alt beer glass, glass D. Okay. I feel like the nose of this one reminds me of my childhood. My dad drank a lot of Bud Light growing up.
None of these are light.
I understand that. but they're still made of the same ingredients, probably the same yeast. So, okay. That one's solid, very simple though, very easy to drink. If I were to, and I really do not drink these beers very often, but I were to put, say, early bets on what I think each one is, I'd go Miller, Homebrew, PBR, Bud. But I don't want to know until we're all over with this, because I am actually very curious on what I think is the best out of the three, and then how my my beer stands up. So I'm going to rank them, try to be completely unbiased ranking them, try to put any kind of guessing out of my brain when it comes to how I actually feel about them. But I guess we'll find out at the end. I don't like American lager. Most Czech either. Needs to be one of those pretty heavy Bavarian ones.
I like dark lagers.
I like a Czech dark. Do you like a Czech dark lager? I mean, I know you just said you don't like Czech, but a Czech dark lager is usually pretty.
I like dark lagers. Those are the only lagers I'll drink. Rest more than that.
I really like malty beers, but I am an equal opportunity alcohol drinker. Bourbon, Scotch, beer, wine. All kinds of beer, all kinds of bourbon, all kinds of Scotch. We got rye, Canadian, Irish. We got wine, both red, white. Well, I don't drink a lot of white, but red, white, sweet, dry. Like, I do it all. I'm here for the experience.
Sure.
I'd still take an Oktoberfest over Bavarian lagers. Oh, I really think Oktoberfest is my favorite style of beer.
I like Oktoberfest too.
Is it your favorite style of beer?
Probably.
Me too. Why is it so good? I think it's just extra good because it comes out once a year, and then you just go to all these fun parties and you drink a buttload of it, but like it tastes so good and it's so exciting. Oh, I can't wait for Oktoberfest party again this year. All right. I'm excited to re-brew my Oktoberfest beer and then also brew some other beers. So I'll do the Oktoberfest and the Dunkel, but maybe this year I'll do a Fest beer as well, which will be more on the light side of things. Or just a different fall type beer, like the Maple Walnut Brown Ale was pretty banging last year. I forget how much beer makes you burp. I had tacos for dinner. They were very good. You hardly touched your mac and cheese.
It's protein. It fills you up faster.
No, it doesn't. It's the same amount of food. All right.
I don't like being attacked.
Okay. Glass B in the Alt Brews glass. It's very simple. Not quite boring, but like just simple, sweet, easy to drink. Not a whole lot going on. Solid beer. Nothing I'd write home about. Let's go back to the Hooters cup here. Still smells decadent. The mouthfeel comparison, these two are very light. This one is heavy and full-bodied. This one is like fluffy and chewy and full-bodied. Like there's a lot going on to it, but it's also very light and airy and very like, but not like highly carbonated. It's like a marshmallow in your mouth. And it's fruity. I definitely think there's a little bit more of a yeast impact on this one here. Almost no bitterness at all. Very easy to drink. Yeah. Glass B, the Leinenkugels glass. Oh man, I mean, if this one isn't my homebrew, then I suck at beer tasting because this one just you can. I think it's I'm thinking it's the hops, but like the homebrew has a specific nose, and I think it's because like I don't know what kind of hops these guys are using, but there's almost none. I mean, it's like no hop influence at all. And this one, at least, I feel like I get a little bit of like a hoppy pungentness to it, if that makes sense. And then on the palate, and then mouthfeel, it is heavier and thicker and richer and sweeter. Definitely what I would think is corn. Because I did make a cream ale one time. My fourth beer was a cream ale. My fifth beer was a cream ale. And that was very corn forward, obviously. And I think this is a lot closer to that than the rest of these are. So if I would say one of these were to have corn, it'd be this one. Let's do glass A. Glass A definitely has a bitter side to it. It's very approachable and easy to drink. There's a decent flavor in it, though. I do like Glass A a lot. It's just so much easier, especially compared to these two, which I think are the front runners in this competition. Then I think these two are kind of fighting for third and fourth place. I think that's an easy comparison, but deciding between these two and these two will be a lot more difficult. But
It's like neon yellow in the video.
also, I love Velveeta mac and cheese. And tell me beer and mac and cheese doesn't go together. I mean, it's like the ultimate child's memory.
Well, I guess if you had beer, mac and cheese.
That's the thing? Oh, like beer, cheese, mac and cheese?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. I've never been to a brewery in my entire life till I met you.
That's depressing.
Anyway.
What would you have done without me?
Died.
You wouldn't even have all this whiskey.
I don't know. That's maybe true. Maybe.
I don't think you would have. I don't think you would have
Spent
gotten
as much
so
money.
into it if we didn't start going to the bourbon room, where you started experiencing more than just the typical. Because you had like 4 bottles when I met you, and then then after we went to the bourbon room, you went ballistic.
Yeah, but it was just an exposure thing. I think if I would have eventually would have gotten into it. I was watching the same amount of YouTube back then as I was after we were getting together.
Fitness YouTube, and you want to start a fitness YouTube channel, not a bourbon YouTube channel. So
Look at me now. I still would love to start a fitness YouTube channel, but I'm not quite sexy enough. And the expectation that you put on yourself when you have it, although it would be great motivation, nobody would watch it. It's a lot easier to do whiskey videos because there's a huge whiskey community and like people who want to talk about whiskey and like fun new things in whiskey and stuff like that. But like for fitness stuff, like it's just a bunch of homies who want to watch me take my shirt off and lift weights, which is cool and all, but like there's not really community behind it, and it's cool, but I don't know. I like this better. Oktoberfest beers are probably the best out there. Yeah, I would have to agree. I like Konzel for a Czech beer. I don't know if I know what a Konzel is. Biking Bourbon is here. Says, howdy, folks. Cheers. Biking Bourbon, man. How are you doing on this stormy Wisconsin evening? Paulander Oktoberfest is good. That it is. Martin. Yes, I love me a Martin lager. Czech beer equals Jaromir Lager Bada Boom. I don't know what the fuck that is.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. I like a Scottish ale most of all. Most stouts, Doppelbocks, light Weissbier in summer, and some Dunkels. I like most of those. I think my least favorite are Weissbiers. But I do like them. They're definitely a summer one for sure. A little old fashioned is here, says cheers. Hey, man or woman. I guess I don't know for sure. Welcome to it.
Well, if it was a man, do you think it would be a big old fashioned?
You never know.
Well, do you want to be a little old-fashioned or do you want to be a big old-fashioned?
Okay, but what's the saying?
I don't know.
I'm a little old-fashioned?
Oh, I get it now. I thought it was specifically just the drink.
No. Hopefully everyone is doing well. A little old-fashioned. They even have a little signing card. Look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Sexy time, Holden. Sexy time is right. Gotta get my sexy bod on for the summer.
Yeah,
Get
it
all
kind of
ripped.
looks like a balloon right now.
She's not wrong.
I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. Cosel is a Czech beer with a goat on the bottle.
Goat.
Can't say I know what you're talking about.
I think, is it blue with the goat? I have to yawn. They're so
Okay,
tired.
we're gonna A-B glasses A and D, so maybe I should call it ADing. We're gonna AD this, these two glasses, because if I know third and fourth place. Okay, I think I like A a little bit better than I like D. It just seems to have more nice notes. D just seems a little boring. No offense to D.
It also looks bubblier, and you don't like bubbles.
It is a lot more bubbly, and I'm not a huge bubbly guy.
I like bubbles. The more bubble, the better. I like when it burns my tongue.
I feel like this is hard because I want to put this one first because I think I know it's mine, but I really like that one. And the fact that 3 of them are out of a can is even crazier.
The one was, oh yeah, they were all cans.
Yeah. Okay, so the order in which these rank, in last place would be glass D, or the alt brew glass. In third place would be glass A, which is the Wild Mind Stein. Second place would be our Lannekugel's glass here, glass B. And then first place we got the Hooters mug, which is glass C. So, Lauren, if you'd like to start us off with last place, glass D. What are we drinking in there? Wait. Let me guess. Budweiser.
No,
Miller High Life?
Miller.
I never liked Miller.
You don't like the bubbles.
I don't like the bubbles. But also, that's not... When I was comparing all of these, I maybe mentioned the bubbles when I was first looking at them, but when I was comparing them taste-wise, that's not even why I dislike that one. I just think it's kind of boring.
I think it's the most basic one you can get.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah. I'm not surprised that you put that one last.
All right. In third place, glass A, I think. Budweiser?
Yep.
Okay. And I think I definitely knew right away. Second place is glass B, and first place is glass C. I'm gonna guess my lager, PBR. All right, yeah. Okay, so overall, my lager kicked the shit out of these two very, very, very popular domestic beers. And I was trying not to be biased.
Holden has a man crush on PBR.
I didn't even know that was PBR.
You knew it was PBR right away. We all know that.
Last time I had a PBR was what? Last September at Colton and Breezy's wedding?
I don't know, but every time you have PBRs, there's like 50 of them, and it's because you like them so much.
Yeah, because PBR is good beer.
Yeah, so...
As you can see, I mean, okay, I do not drink any of these beers enough to actually know which one is which, and I've never drank it out of a glass before and smelled it, and I really thought about what it tasted like. I just know PBR is fucking delicious, and the rest of them are usually swill.
I went on the PBR tour back when it was still going.
I know, lucky butt.
The Pabst tour.
So, okay. These two, they're all right. They're whatever. Mine is very good. The one thing I do wish that I had going on, I mean, I don't really know what I would change. Maybe next time I would try doing rice adjuncts. But like, I don't know. I think that's really is. These two are so very different because of the rice adjuncts. But I do feel like the PBR has so much more of like a yeast impact on it. It's more fruity, I think. But also the mouthfeel. I just don't understand how they got such a pillowy, soft mouthfeel. It's fantastic.
100 years of making it.
And also to be granted, or to be fair, PBR is the least domestic of the domestic beers, I think. I mean, it's a lot closer to like, I would say, craft beer than.
I would say that it's domestic.
Well, I know it's domestic. I'm saying compared to Budweiser and Miller Lite or Miller High Life, I'd say it's a lot less mass produced. I mean, what are their sales compared to those two? It can't be that up there. I know PBR has been around for a long time, but
pretty sure
a lot of people
Miller
don't drink it
owns
anymore.
PBR now. I remember.
Well, then why the fuck aren't they selling that as their main beer? Because it's 10 times better than Miller High Life.
Because Miller was like the first big beer brand, so it's just iconic.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't know. When I was growing up, my dad would drink Miller and then PBR. So there was always PBR at the cabin.
I think maybe my homebrew could use a little extra carbonation. The problem is I don't have separate dials to fine tune my carbonation. So like I have a dark lager on tap and I have a light lager on tap and then I have an Irish red ale on tap. So like what the hell am I supposed to do? Because I already overcarbonated my dark lager. So I'm trying to dial in 1 PSI or like 1 pressure. That'll be good for all of them. But I think for these next couple beers that I brew, I'm going to buy some inline adjusters so I can kind of adjust the pressure to each keg because I think that would really help. So I do think my beer is good. I think it was missing that like airiness that the rest of these had. These are all very carbonated. Also, they're from a can, so that's that. I feel like beers on tap are usually a bit softer and a little bit more chewy and heavy because they're off tap. But yeah, I am very blown away by the PBR though. These two are all right. They're all right. Solid consolation prizes. But these two are the best by far. And the PBR, yeah, that's nice. All right.
Why are you zooming in so much?
Because my mouse is shitty now.
What'd you do to it?
Oh, no, it's working fine. Doesn't work well at work.
Oh, maybe you need a better mouse pad or something.
That's true. All right, let's see what the people have to say about these rankings here. For more info, Wikipedia. Oh, so I'll have to click on that later. That's probably the goat thing.
Goat beer.
The goat beer.
Isn't there a
That's why he's the goat. The goat. Interesting. I can't say I've ever seen it around.
I don't know if I've seen
Kind of looks like it's a Veloctopussy. The name. I don't know a lot. Okay. So I want to see what these people are saying though.
Ugh.
About my rankings here. So OG Brick 420 says needs to degas. I've had plenty of Barney eruptions tonight, that's for sure. Dustin Botchak says, living in Wisconsin, I feel like there is a brewery in Lake Mills that makes the best Oktoberfest out there.
What brewery? Because we go back and forth on what we think is the best. Because one year we thought that
Three Sheeps
had the best. But I want to say last year you thought Station 1 had the best.
Station 1 was really good last year.
Yeah.
But we also didn't go to as many last year.
We did. Well, we did the bottles though.
Yeah, but I feel like you can't truly judge an Oktoberfest until you have it on tap.
Okay.
So
But yeah, so
the first year when we had that Three Sheep though,
that was really good.
it was really good, and that was the year that we were kind of doing Oktoberfest for the first time. So we were getting it on tap everywhere. I mean, we were specifically going to breweries
Just to get the Oktoberfest.
to go to get their Oktoberfest. But I will say, I remember the Three Sheeps being better that first year than the second year.
The second year didn't taste as good.
Agreed.
It was like less pretzel-y and more like just bitter.
Hoppy, yeah. What brewery is in Lake Mills?
I don't know. I don't know where I put my phone, and I'm not sure where Lake Mills is. Is Lake Mills south?
Sure, he says, my guess, bitter is PBR, most levels is Miller, darker color, homebrew, leftover is Bud. So he was thinking this was Bud, and this was Miller, and this was PBR. So you only got two of them wrong. That obviously was Miller. It still has, look at the head, it still has head retention. There's no head on the rest of these are empty, to be fair. But, yeah, I didn't even like, the bubbles aren't even why I chose it to be last place. I just, whatever. But I didn't think it was Miller because of the bubbles. But did I say that was Miller? No, I said it was Bud.
It was Bud.
In the beginning, I thought it was Miller before I drank it.
Yep.
This one actually tasted more carbonated and bubbly than that one, which is why I called it Miller, I think.
Ah, interesting. I guess if you think about it, if Miller is a champagne of beers, it would make sense that it's kind of less going on because champagne's not anything fucking special. It's bubbly and easy to go down. There's nothing else going on, right? So.
But yeah, I don't get any bitterness in PBR. I don't think I ever have, which is interesting that you consider it the bitter one. The champagne of beers. It's a champagne of beers, but it's the worst one out of them all.
Okay, in your opinion.
In my opinion, there's a lot of people who love Miller High Life, and I don't hate on it. It's never gonna be the first one that I grab, you know.
You just like when the little ladies on the moon with their little old German dress. Their logo.
Which one? Miller's?
Miller.
You guys never looked that closely at their logo.
Oh my lord. My dad's gotten like fucking 55 signs inside the house with the lady on the fucking moon and you didn't notice?
Oh, no, sure, he was right. He said number 3 is Bud, 2 is Homebrew, 1 is PBR, if my guess is correct. Okay, yeah, no, you're right. But I didn't think this one was bitter at all. Oh, unless he meant like glass number 3, number 2, and number 1.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Guess we'll never know. He could be right, no matter what. Probably 20 years since I drank a Miller. You're not missing out. Right on all day. Hell yeah, man. How can you not love PBR living in Wisconsin? Exactly. But to be fair, Miller is also from Wisconsin. So, but you're right.
They're
PBR is
probably all
amazing.
from Wisconsin.
What was yours?
I think Budweiser was originally from Wisconsin. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure Budweiser was also. I may be wrong. Maybe Google it. You can Google it literally any faster than that. I would like to know.
Damn. Z-Man may put a contract on you. What is Z-Man's favorite? Probably Miller.
How fucking long until you start typing? Jesus.
Budweiser is an American-style pale lager.
Oh no!
It was introduced by
I
in
wasn't
Missouri.
sure if it like originally happened in Wisconsin or if it ever was.
Here in Wisconsin, we just be taking credit for everything.
I feel like I remember seeing a Budweiser like a big building with like the Budweiser horses on it once, and I must have just assumed that was where it was. I don't even know what I'm talking about though because I don't know where it would have been, but maybe I dreamt it. So the Wisconsin ones are better. Bud Light and Busch Light suck.
I like the Bud Light, or I like the Budweiser better than the
I
Miller
didn't
though.
say Budweiser, I said Bud Light.
Oh.
It's nasty. It's even worse than regular lagers.
A couple more days and I should have some homemade wine. There you
That
go,
was
man.
quick.
That was quick.
Was that last week that you started that?
Uh-huh.
The mead.
But to be fair, I mean, my fermentation of beer only takes how long, and he doesn't need to brew the wine.
Similar, right, in the fermentation process.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just grapes and.
Well, I think he used honey, wasn't he?
Oh yeah, no,
he made the mead, right?
No, he said homemade wine.
Yeah, but I thought he made mead, or was that we just talked about?
I think we just talked about mead.
Oh.
I forget now. OG Brick, correct us on that one. Are you making mead or wine? But either way, it's the same.
Yeah,
like mead, yeah.
Process, yeah.
This stream is definitely not Z-Man positive. I'm sorry to Z-Man. I'm sorry.
I don't understand.
Z-Man is another guy out in the whiskey verse.
Oh, and what is he upset with you for?
He probably likes Miller a lot. If I were guessing.
Well, a lot of people do. Holden's kind of the odd one out there. I mean, let's be honest.
I've met more people who love Miller High Life than people who don't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of my friends are like, "Oh yeah, man, I'll take a Miller High Life." Not a lot of them, but like
I mean, it
a
feels fancier than having like, you know what I mean, like.
Yeah, PBR. When you ask for a PBR, you definitely feel like, yeah, brother. Somebody got a dip. I need that long chaw. I need some of that Copenhagen double green mint. You know what I'm saying? Someone give me my tractor. I'm gonna go fuck my cousin.
You're disgusting.
That's what it feels like sometimes when you ask for a PBR. I'm just saying. If we're talking about stereotypes, PBR used to be. Oh, this is a great analogy. PBR, I feel like, used to be marketed the way Wild Turkey was marketed. You know, Wild Turkey was just like the dive bar, biker gang, like cheap, whatever you can find in a dive bar and get in a fist fight type whiskey. That's what Wild Turkey was back in the day. Like that's what PBR was. PBR was the cheap beer that you picked up to get wasted in a cornfield.
Was it?
Yeah. You never heard of like adults who from the country talk about PBR? I feel like every country adult that I've ever met.
What country adult do I hang out with?
That's fair.
I guess you're an adult.
Yeah. 100 years plus a ton of anti-foaming agents. PBR went out of business and then relaunched. I know they're old breweries in the brewing district, right? In Milwaukee.
I don't know if you can still tour, but I know you can rent.
There's a gift shop.
Parties.
We went in and we
did
looked at the
gift shop and they have
Steins.
a restaurant. And they still have the Pabst Theater.
Today PBR isn't the old one exactly. That's true. Lauren, that's me PBR at cabin.
Yeah, I said PBR at the cabin in the drawer, and then my dad had the Miller.
Yeah. Dustin Botchek said, bought a 6-pack of PBR extra to bring with me to my softball game last week. So good. It really is really good. I just like it a lot. You can get a soda stream and carbonate it one beer at a time. Well, I have a soda stream actually, so we could do that.
It's like a lot of work.
But my bottles are big, so I need to pour like 2-3 beers into one thing. And
you can buy small bottles.
oh, he was talking about my homebrew beer.
Yeah.
But also, like, would that work though? Because like beer's already carbonated, and from my experience, the first time I ever used my soda stream, I accidentally added the soda syrup first, which kind of has a little bit of like a carbonation thing to it, and then I tried carbonating it, and then it exploded, like all over the place.
That wasn't soda. That was flavored water. I don't know what's different, but.
No, it was a soda.
No, it was this. It was the bubbly.
I thought it was a root beer. I did it with.
No, it was the bubbly. All we had was the bubbly. We just wanted to try it out.
Oh, either way, it sucked. So I'm scared to try it now. But I guess if I didn't take it out of the thing, it would be fine. We also didn't know what we were doing, and we just started. Yeah, I just kind of like gave it our best shot there. What about the PBR we found back in the woods hunting? We knew Bino had been there. Bino's like a little I don't know what I'm trying to think of like some kind of animal or creature that like leaves a little trail everywhere they go. Like a snail. He's like a little snail. Leaving a little snail trail of beer cans. Well, that feels a little gross to say because it's usually used to describe
Okay, you can just stop talking. Nobody wants to hear what you have to say.
I seem to remember drinking Miller Genuine Draft in the late 90s before craft beer or Euro beer became easier to get. I mean, that's because Miller knows what they're doing. I'm not saying it's bad beer. I'm just saying it's my least favorite. But it's still pretty good. I mean, I've crushed a couple Miller High Lifes in my day. You won't see much of Kozel outside of Czech Republic, Slovakia, Poland, and Hungary. That would explain it.
Well,
why I
one
haven't
day
seen
when we
it.
go to that side of the world, it'll be okay.
True. I did enjoy your beer a lot, but sometimes I just have a hankering for a High Life. A lot of people do. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's got kind of a cult following, if I'm being honest. 2 breweries on Google Maps for Lake Mills, Terrania and Sunshine.
Interesting.
I haven't heard of either of those.
Well, one of them got the best Oktoberfest, so we'll have to.
I know. I agree. Yeah, we'll have to go. I don't mind Miller. Same here. I don't know.
Did
I
he
agree.
say himself?
No, he was saying like same here to
Oh, is someone
your dad
Oh, I see.
when he said he enjoys just High Life sometime. No, I honestly like I love my homebrew beer, but sometimes like I just get a can of beer or like lately just a bottle of Corona with lime. A little like a Corona Premier, nice 90 calories, a little lime action in there, and we're playing volleyball in the sand, and I'm drinking a Corona, and I'm like, hell yeah, brother. That hits the spot, you know? Key to either Bud or Miller is keeping it quite cold. PBR back in the day was quite noticeably bitter. Okay, that's interesting. Dustin Botchuk says Tyrannia. Tyranena?
We'll go there and we'll listen to what they say when they say welcome.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, yeah. I'm down to try. If they got a good Oktoberfest, I'm there. Love me an Oktoberfest. No, you had my guesses right the first time. I heard you say bitter on the first one you tasted, and then assumed PBR went from there. But this one was
Oh, I can't stop yawning.
Budweiser. This is the one I called bitter, the first one, and it was Budweiser.
You're bitter. Bitter man.
Budweiser is from Missouri. Yep. A big can of Foster is good too. I never heard of that one. Thursday makes 3 weeks. Oh, okay. So it's been fermented for a bit.
Why the heck do I feel like that was like 2 days ago we talked about that?
I know, right? Yeah, I'm trying sugar wine, shilju, some mead, honey, and some real wine grape juice.
Oh,
Interesting. Z-Man is definitely a huge Miller Lite consumer. He probably buys stocks in them, huh? I think Lauren is thinking about the Bress malt in Manitowoc, the giant Budweiser 6-pack out front.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. That would make sense because that's what I picture. I guess I just in my head I assumed it was like their factory, their plant. What is it called? Their brewery.
I also tried iced tea in a brew to make wine.
I had an iced tea wine once. It was good the first time I had it, and then I opened up the bottle and had it again, and it wasn't so good. Do they still do the PBR tour? Like, is that something Holden could do? Because
I would like
did it
to.
when I was a kid, like really young.
One way to find out, man. Try it. I should try it. What, Holden?
Yeah, what Holden?
What did I say? Trail of beer cans. Oh.
He's like,
When I called him a snail.
yeah.
Trail of beer cans, a grown-up Hansel and Gretel. That's true. Beer cans and a piss trail. Yeah, that's true. Foster's an Aussie beer that no Aussie will drink. If no Aussie will drink it, then I'm very scared too, because those motherfuckers.
One day,
are
if we
crazy.
ever go to Australia, which will probably never happen because we're scared of the gigantic spiders.
Yeah, okay. Nobody wants to be by a spider that can literally bite your arm off. That's fucking crazy. Crazy. All right.
I just think I laugh. I don't know why I'm so tired.
I will say, after warming up and eating some mac and cheese, and the beers aren't very cold anymore, at a warmer temperature, the High Life is a lot better than the Budweiser.
Interesting.
I had to choke that. I don't know if you saw the face I made when I made that.
Like you pour it in your glass, and then you have it in your can, and then it just gets better as
Like
you go
if
down.
I'm drinking a bottle of beer outside in the summer, right, and like I'm kind of like playing football on the beach or like doing something that like I'm not gonna be drinking it real fast, I think I'd rather a Miller because that still tastes pretty all right. I think I made a face when I finished this one. It was not great.
I was probably yawning.
I did not like it. This still tastes pretty good though. Foster's actually not Australian anymore. Interesting. Sucks when people sell good beer. Get it? 'Cause it's not good beer. I did a couple years ago. Stayed in a hotel that was an old brewery, or that was in an old brewery.
Oh, fun.
Okay, well maybe we'll have to check it
I
out.
didn't realize they had one of those in Milwaukee.
Yes, in St. Louis now. Right now, Kitty. Wait, Bino's in St. Louis.
I don't know why he would be in St. Louis. The only vacations I've ever seen.
In St. Louis now, right, Kitty? Oh, maybe he's talking
I'm
about
saying the beers
Budweiser.
no, he's saying the Foster beer.
Oh. Right. Buga. All right. And about an hour and 5 minutes. Crushed a couple of brews for the boys, and it's just about time that we log off.
Yeah, because I'm sleepy.
Yeah.
Logan won't stop talking when we go to bed. He's just sitting on the bed, just giggling away, so I can't go to sleep. And then he wakes me up. And I'm tired.
Excuse me, ma'am. You're the one who stayed up last night chit-chatting me up until 10:30 at night when our bedtime is 9.
I didn't chit-chat anything. You
It is not my
chit-chatted.
fault that I wake up at 5 o'clock, 4:45 every morning.
I get
That
up at
hasn't changed
5:30.
in the last 5 years.
I get up at 5:30. You chit-chat. You're a chit-chatter.
Beer. Okay. Beers. Oh, hanging AZ.
What the heck, hanging AZ?
You just missed
What
it.
the heck?
Just rewind.
Just go back.
Oh, why is it? Ooh,
Because you're white.
that saturation.
You're a goat.
That was horrible. Go back. Rewind.
Wait, hold on.
It was a fun
Let's
one.
end first and then restart it so that we get the extra views, right? That's how it works?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Tricky says sigh, hashtag Chateau Bow Wow. And technically this was Chateau Bow Wow Brewing, so it's a doghouse I want to be living in. That being said, a little recap. Overall, I really liked my homebrew. I think it did a pretty damn good job holding up to these. It wasn't quite the same, and it's pretty easy to pick out, I think. But Bud Light or Budweiser and Miller High Life, back and forth between last and third place. Depends on the temperature, really, for me. Second place was my homebrew, just because that first place PBR just hit the spot, at least tonight, because that's what I think is the best of the best. I will rewatch the Bias. Thank you, Hanging Izzy. I appreciate you. I appreciate you very much, good sir. Robin Whiting is also here, says cheers all. She was probably here the whole time, unless she just
I think
got
she
home.
was working late.
That's
week.
crazy.
An extra person.
That's crazy. She didn't even get to see all the beer that I drank.
What the fuck, Robin?
What the
I don't know. I guess I've never seen her drink
She-
any of those beers, except for maybe yours.
Well, she drank a bunch of mine this weekend.
I'm trying to think back to what kind of beers my mom used to drink when we like go to breweries all the time. Because now she always gets
Like a seltzer.
the seltzer or wine.
That's
But,
true.
like back in the day, she would drink beer.
But she also drinks some of your, like whatever your dad gets too. She'll share it with him.
Well, yeah, but that's still my dad's choice. I don't know. I can't remember.
4:45 sounds like you got a construction worker schedule. No, I'm an engineer actually.
He goes in early because then he can leave early. If he went in later, then he
Yeah,
can leave later.
if
Then he
I-
has school.
If I wasn't in school right now, like for the last 4 years or so, I went at 4:45. Well, I didn't go in at 4:40. I woke up at 4:45 to get to work around 5:30, 5:45, and I'm able to leave work at like 2:00 in the afternoon, which gives me an hour at the gym and then a whole night of whatever the fuck I want. Cooking, doing chores, cleaning couches, brewing beers, drinking whiskey, doing whatever I want until I have to go to bed. So I really like that setup. I prefer to wake up early because if you think about it, if you work at 8:00, you're going to sleep till 7 and go to work at 8. Except you might stay up later, but then what are you doing when you're staying up later? You're probably just sitting on your ass watching TV until like midnight, right? Whereas I'm not going home at 3:00 in the afternoon and watching TV until 10 or 9 or whenever I go to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I feel like I'm more productive and can get more done in the day, and the day feels longer when I wake up earlier, so that's why I do it. I'm not really a morning guy. Like on the weekend, if I don't have to wake
I'm a
up,
morning person. I
I'll
like
gladly
waking up
sleep
so I
till
can
7
go
or
to
8. But
We didn't tell the people my news.
Lauren got a new
I
job.
got a new job.
New
So I'm
job.
gonna be in Green Bay, which is exciting. And so my car, I was thinking about this today on my drive home. I have 160,000 miles on my car, and I probably would have shit out in the next 6 months if I was still driving
Can't
45
confirm.
minutes to work every day. But now I'm remote. My office will be at home, but it's gonna be but when I am driving to my appointments, it's gonna be all within this county. So the miles I'm putting in my car are gonna go drastically down. My car's probably gonna last us probably another year and a half, which is freaking great.
It's quite nice.
Yep. And so I am gonna be able to actually do a lot more things too. Like we were talking yesterday, like I could probably actually go to the gym in the morning or on a lunch break or something. And any appointments I have to schedule, I can do those on a lunch break instead of having to take off half a day because I have to drive 45 minutes home and I can't just quick 10-minute ride for a 15-minute appointment, So so there's a lot of fun things, but I'm gonna be working with the old people. That's exciting because I've been working with families, and families are a lot. They're fun, but they're a lot. And like with the court system is scary, so I won't have to deal with any of that stuff too. So yeah.
That's nice.
I start that at the end of the month, and then I'll work with the oldies.
The oldies but the goodies.
Yeah, so I'm excited. And Ashley was telling me that she has met some of the people who are in my role, and she says that they're all like super great. She really likes all the work that they do and everything, so that's exciting. So I got she doesn't work for them or work with them people, but she just knows people who do, so she's able to say that they're all like really great. So that's fantastic. So that's exciting.
Awesome.
To have kind of like an outside but an in kind of thing. Yeah.
I agree.
I'm ready. I'm
super excited.
But yeah, so
all right.
I put in my notice today at work, and I cried.
Rough time.
I get a little emotional sometimes.
Wait, there's a song. Anyway, I digress. Anyway, Whiskey Uncensored just joined in at the last minute and said, "But," as in butt stuff. Welcome to it, Ben. Welcome. Whiskey Uncensored. Cheers to you. We're just logging off, but glad you could stop in. Robin said I was a designated driver, and Ben Hanging AZ said, "Bless you." As being a union carpenter, I just got to do 8 and out. 6 to 2. Yeah, that's nice. I mean, them damn union workers, right? Bob Basher is here. Says, not being able to get spotted cow in Minnesota sucks.
Well, can't you just
Tell you what,
drive
Bob.
over, grab some, and go back?
Yeah, I'm surprised actually that you can't get it in Minnesota. Do they not have distribution to other states?
They only have distribution in Wisconsin.
Okay, well, I mean,
That's another tour we've
it's
never
not
done.
very
It's
far.
The New Glarus tour.
Yeah, how have we not been to New Glarus?
Well, New Glarus is kind of out there.
That's true.
Yeah.
But we could make it a point to go out there.
I think New Glarus is by Stevens Point. Am I right?
Why the fuck didn't we go this?
We went to Liney's.
We could have went to both.
No, that's too much. I might be wrong. It might be towards somewhere else. But anyway.
New Glarus doesn't make bad beer either. Like, their Spotted Cow is great, but they have other beers that are
Before
solid.
I was 21, I always really liked their Belgian Red, which is like super sour cherry beer. Oh, I used to drink that shit so good.
Yeah. But anyway, welcome, Bob. Sorry that we're just about to sign off here quick, but feel free to go back and rewatch. We got some fun beer blinds going on here. So that being said, thank you all so much for being here. And as always, we love you. Make sure you're hitting the like button and subscribing if you're not subscribed yet.
In Austin, it's a haul.
Where is Austin, Minnesota?
Well, this is what you can
Minnesota.
do. You can make a weekend trip out of it. And then bring back a lot.
Yeah, we just made a weekend trip over to Minneapolis.
Check them out. Oh, yeah. It's on the other side of the state.
Well, no. I mean, technically, it's still on. Technically, it's just under Minneapolis. It's just that it's that's a wider part. So his closest area would be La Crosse.
Ooh, La Crosse is cool.
Wait, isn't La Crosse where the giant Oktoberfest is? Oh.
Yes, but I don't think you understand. This is not when I went. First of all, they didn't even have Oktoberfest beers. You bought a fucking pitcher pass. You went and got pitchers. You know what we drank all night? Mango cart. Because it was like mango cart and some other crap that we weren't gonna drink. And then they just had a bunch of ladies dressed up in German clothes and a tent for dancing. And then the rest of it was just college people getting absolutely hammered. It's not like a hangout, cool, all these different Oktoberfest beers. Like, I mean, it could be different. It could have just been the year I went. I went right after COVID, so it could have been that. But, and then the town itself gets absolutely, like, it's so packed. You would not enjoy yourself, okay? It is like crowds and crowds and crowds and crowds and crowds and crowds and crowds of people, and they're all drunk-ass college students. So, just saying.
All right, looks like maybe
But
don't go there. But
Nebraska
you
has a cute downtown. They have the big 6-pack, the world's largest 6-pack. They have like
Just
the bluffs. You
go
can
and buy
go.
18 cases of
Fuck
spotted
load.
cow.
They have a distillery there.
Yeah, it's not a bad place to be.
You know.
No.
Yeah.
I still need to work at a hand delivery with you, don't I? Yes.
Wait, like a hand delivery?
I'm not sure what he means by hand delivery, but I still have a bottle of whiskey that you already paid me for. It's just sitting in a bag right down there. And some samples that we were going to trade back and forth, but you never actually decided on. So hit me up, man. I'm ready for it. But that being said, thank you all so much for being here. We'll see you all in the next class. Oh, go make sure you're checking out all the rest of the people on TGIT. Thank God it's Tuesday. We got 21090 on and My Bourbon Journey, so make sure you're checking out one of them. I'm sure someone will put the links in the chat. Sure, Kitty usually does, so bless his heart. And thank you all for being here. And we'll see you all in the next class. Cheers.
That was horrible.
Yeah, I'm just not going to try anymore. Bye-bye.